What's up, good people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Isaac Insights. Thank you so much for continuous support. And good people, I'm still here in this park. By the way, this place ni mimi niko hapa peke yangu. It's on a Sunday. Nimeleta my small family is there just to rest here, and as you can see the place is nice. Ni kuzuri, lakini the good thing with this place is that uko tu peke yako. And it's like I have hired this place. Yes, that aside, and good people. So today I'm making a video. I want to talk to someone. We have people who always believe that building a semi-permanent is a bad idea. For me, I will say this repeatedly. Building a semi-permanent is an option for most of us, considering that our income is not that high. Building a semi-permanent is always an option. Why am I saying so? Most people always think that if you can manage to build a semi-permanent, you can as well build a permanent house. To me, that is wrong. And this is the reason why I'll tell you that. The reason why we believe building a semi-permanent, specifically in villages, please, I'm not talking about towns, because those people living in towns, they have cash flow, so they are capable of building a permanent house. But for those of us who live in villages, and most of you, I will say this, that if you live in the village, if you live in town, and your income is not able to sustain you both in town and also doing a project like at home, a semi-permanent is the way to go. And I will also support the economists and I hope you know Elvis, you know this young man, jina yake inakuanga ngumu, sijui anaitwa Lewis, something like that.
So ndio jina yangu na mimi ni content creator. Watu wengi uniita Olwen, Lilwain, Mabuya. Tuache mchezo man.
Those are economists, wale watu wanajua venye economy inatembea. I will agree with them that and I will agree with most of you by that. If you are not ready to build at home, if you are not able to go and stay at home, there is no need of putting millions at home. But I'm always against that, because mimi ni mtu wa kijiji. Hata unaona nikienda holiday, nikileta watu holiday naenda kwa msitu. It's a forest, hata nyinyi mnaona. I'm always against that. But I will say semi-permanent is the way to go. Why am I saying so? When building a semi-permanent house, there is one thing that you need to understand. Its cost arises when it comes to iron sheets. But these other things, I always say, and I will repeat, to make it cheaper, you at least, I know most of us where we come from, kuna miti. Na kama miti iko kwenu, then semi-permanent ni kitu ingine pesa kidogo sana. Why am I saying so? For example, you are building a 3-bedroom house. For example, you are building a 3-bedroom house, and you want it done well and at a cheaper price. What can you do? You just need 65 iron sheets. Go buy 65 iron sheets. The cost of the iron sheets is the only thing that will be expensive on that house. Why am I saying so? 65 iron sheets, you multiply by, let's say you are using this normal iron sheets. I said that when we are building semi-permanent house, let's avoid expensive things. By the way, when it comes to doors and windows, you don't go for an expensive door. Enda tu kwa hizo milango zetu za kawaida, zile za 8,000, 10,000, na uweke kwa hiyo nyumba. Now listen, the iron sheets zitakuwa zinakuletea a total of 107,250. Hizo iron sheets will be escorted with around 25 ridges, 25 times 500, that's 1250. So you'll find that with 120,000 you have enough iron sheets for your house. And then the nails for that house, you will need around 12,000. In fact, 12,000 is a lot, but let's go with not even 12,000. For nails for that house, you will need approximately 10,000. You add on 120,000, you will get 130,000. Now, when it comes to posts and frames, I always say that if you are building in the village, can you just buy a tree buy trees from neighbors at a good price, and you will find that if you have 25,000, you will have both frames, fetos, and the post. But it depends with also where you come from, because for me, where I come from, I'm sure that and by the way, the Princess of Navonga, I wish you one day commented that you built a house and the amount you used to get frames and posts for your house in Mias, the amount was 11,000. I wish you commented on this so that people can also know that what I always say, it's the truth. So I will say with 25,000 in the village you can get these frames and posts. Please avoid going to timber yard. The moment you go to timber yard, that construction becomes expensive. So with our 25,000 plus 120,000 that we have said to do with the iron sheets, is coming to 145,000. And then the labor of building that house for the first phase, the labor, it depends with also where you come from, but labor is supposed to be 25,000. Hiyo ni kusimamisha, and then utafute watu kusaidia kuboma, it will be a total of 30,000. So 30,000 plus 145, you will find that with 175,000 you umesimamisha nyumba yako. And if we add buying windows and doors, that house needs to have 2 doors, the front door and back door, and then we need these windows. Just buy 4x4. Hii ya bei rahisi, usununue ile expensive, so that you try also to minimize on cost. Now from there we are saying that those doors, the doors I'm talking about, 12,000 plus 8,000, it will be a total of 20, and then also plus 20 for windows. So 175 plus 40, we will say that with 220,000 umesimamisha nyumba yako. When you are at that point, you also need 250,000 to do the plastering of that house. How does that come? That house, the cement that will be used to plaster the house, you will need approximately 80 bags. And something that makes me cry is when we say that, someone say 80 bags is enough to build you a 2 or a 3 bedroom permanent house. Hiyo ni a foundation peke yake kwa nyumba 3 bedroom house. But that aside, let me give you 80 times, currently cement is going for 870, that is 69,600. Then kitchen wire, you need around 20,000 for kitchen wire. This is just approximate value that I'm giving you, by the way. So we have our 89,600. And then what else? You may need DPM, yes, for your floor, which will be around 1,500, because it's not a lot. The ones that we need for that house, then you need ballast. You need like 14 tons. 14 tons is enough for all your floor. The foundation of a semi-permanent house is always easy. Ni hiyo tu ballast huwa inamwagwa chini, after kuweka kama ground ni mbaya wanaweka hadi kwa kidogo mara malafu wanaweka. It's not expensive as these other permanent houses. So you will realize that with 250,000 you have plastered that house, and then on this other side 220,000 umesimamisha nyumba. Now 220 plus 250, you will find yourself at 470,000. But for me, I always say this: in construction, we have little things that always raises the cost, and that is why I will say for a good 3-bedroom, 3 semi-permanent house, 3-bedroom semi-permanent house, you need 550,000. You can even go to 600, but at the end of the day, if you do this right, you will remain with a lot of money. Remember, in these videos, I always insist this: the price that I give you, I always calculate in a way, ukikuwa na hiyo pesa ni wewe unakuwa nayo, funda kitisha hii nunua, funda kitisha hii nunua, funda kitisha hii nunua, funda kitisha hii nunua. Ile unabaki nayo ni pesa yako, si pesa yangu. So With 550, you will build a 3-bedroom house if everything is done right. A good question that someone will ask, and by the way, you have seen the material cost and labor cost is coming to 470, but I added some 80,000 for miscellaneous, and kuna zile vitu tunataka transport nini. So I'm saying this, if you ask anyone who has ever built a house, will tell you that the quotation of the first phase for a semi-permanent house, the 220,000, anyone who has built a house will tell you that is a miscellaneous for a permanent house, you like it or not. We are not advocating that we all build semi-permanent houses, but what we are just saying is that considering your budget, usijiue sana na permanent house. You can just build a semi-permanent house, uanzie pale, so that as you plan, because some of us have long-term plans, like let's say kujenga in future. You maybe you need to do some investments before you build, lakini tunasema juu hatujui maisha venye inaenda, wakati mwingine ni vizuri tu at least ukuwa hata na kaseme permanent house kenye katakushikilia ukiendelea kujipanga. Good people up to there, I say thank you so much, thank you for watching. Mungu awabariki, Mungu awabariki familia zenu.